In the peaceful shadow of the bomb, New Zealand benefits, sir, and that's the question with which we charge you, and that's the question with which we would like an answer, sir.
And I'm going to give it to you if you hold your breath, just for a moment. I can smell the uranium on it as you lean towards
it. Happy Homebrew Wednesday. Excuse that, there's a bit of baby sick on me. Just put the young fella down. Anyway, yeah, big hit on that because I've just turned the keys down because I brewed a lager yesterday actually, and I might end up using the Keezer as the fermentation fridge because yeah, I'm wanting to do a few ales next, so I need to kind of free up the fermentation fridge. So yeah, one of the downsides of using the Keezer as a fermentation chamber is the fact that yeah, I think my beers are off gassing, so every beer I pour is quite heady. Anyway, doesn't affect the taste, and there's still a few bubbles in there. Anyway, cheers. Happy Homebrew Wednesday. I managed to knock out a Pilsner yesterday, and I did that with 100% New Zealand hops. I did it mainly with, I got a big bag of Pacifica from Luke from Wagon Brewing, so I loaded that Pilsner with heaps of Pacifica and finished off with a bit of Riwaka. And yeah, pretty flawless brew day. I was happy with that. I can hear the fermenter bubbling away over there, so seemed pretty good. Pitched a big vial of liquid yeast that I'd harvested, and it was bubbling within about 4 hours, so I was really happy with that. I got a new airlock, and it was just badly cast. It had like mold lines on the plastic, so I was wondering why it wasn't bubbling, and sure enough, it kind of turned the seal into like an oval shape, and it was kind of off gassing without bypassing the blower valve. So anyway, so I scraped the mold lines off like an old toy soldier and bunged it back in, and she's bubbling straight away. So yeah, if something's not bubbling, go and check it out, and if it is, don't open up the lid. Right, what else? Yeah, got those parts obviously arrived from the States, so I'll show you what I've done there, and fitted them up all right. No leaks, which is really good. Always a bonus when you kind of tighten things up and you don't do a water test and it works flawlessly. So must be all the mistakes I've had in the past with leaky bits and pieces, so it's good. And yeah, the boil was awesome. I can't really fault that 2,500 watt element. Hopefully it lasts for a long time, because it was just a AliExpress purchase, so I might get a couple just in reserve in case it does crap out, but it was boiling its head off, so that was really good. So no chance of DMS in that Pilsner. Yeah, just a quick one, don't want to ramble too much. You'd probably be inundated with SJ pours coming from me, which yeah, I've been really enjoying. It's bloody hard work reviewing beers. I tell you what, it kind of takes the edge off enjoying them. First couple of sips you can enjoy, and then you've really got to put your thinking hat on and think about them rather than just sip and ponder life. So anyway, yep, that's just about me. Oh yeah, so I did purchase a few more hops and grains, so I'm going to try, obviously I'm going to do Luke's XPA, and then I'll have a go at doing a double. Got some candy sugar for that, and I need to do the DKN. I need to do a wheat beer. Yeah, I want to do a wheat beer, especially after seeing Hatless Ginger knock a couple out of the park with his wheat beer. So so here's some clips, and I'll get out of here. Happy Homebrew Wednesday. Yeah, boy. So finally from the States, you can smell the uranium on it. We have some bits and pieces to fill up the holes in my mash tun and my brew kettle. So starting with the brew kettle, what I've got here is a great big 5/8 piece of stainless dip tube and a compression fitting, and I'm swapping that out for what's in my what used to be in my SS Brewtech kettle, this skinny little bugger. Now if you can see, it is some of the worst stainless steel bending I've seen. Obviously it's just been put in a pipe bender, as opposed to maybe being mandrel bent, or at least put in a better pipe bender. So you can also see, so obviously there's going to be a restriction right there where it's all kinked in straight from the factory, and I mean that hole's not even ½ inch, and you can kind of see that comparison there. So much better flow, which will hopefully help my whirlpooling. Hopefully there'll be no sort of areas where the whirlpool's going to get held up. No restrictions to the flow. Did a couple of these because I was one short. Then on the mesh ton, we had a couple of bulkheads. So this bulkhead here is a ½ inch barb, and that's ½ inch internally. So previously, this was the barb on my mesh ton on the ball valve side. So you can see huge difference there. So that that's tiny. That's like probably about a 5mm internal. Versus this ½ inch one, which is about 12 odd millimeters. So yep, that is, here's the rain. So up from the ball valve we have this little housing, which is threaded all the way through, and this is our thermometer housing, and that's going to go in the front with the thermometer in there. So got a bit of a socket on the front. And why did I get that? Basically a better seal, and that thermometer setup I had was quite sort of Mickey Mouse. I had to put 2 washers on it to actually get it to seal properly. These fittings here, both those bulkheads have also got the flat gasket washers. Got one of those and some rings. I might end up buying a hole punch to make a few of these flat gasket washers. I've seen a few of the boys making them out of silicon baking trays, but hey, I'm not going to piss around with that for now anyway. And finally, I bought a bigger elbow, and this is going to go into my false bottom. It's the same sort of fitting as I've got on my hoses for my brewery, and that's a high flow barb as well. That's ½ inch internal, and that replaces this weedy little pipe. That's ridiculous. So that's once again about a 5mm internal diameter. I had a stuck sparge a couple of weeks ago, and hopefully if I ever do get a stuck sparge, there's also going to be no restrictions to my flow, and obviously I'm wanting to use that flow to help filter my beers even further. So yep, there's all my bits and pieces from the States, and I'm going to try and get them fitted. You can see here, this is a knockoff Blickman hot blocker, and I've had a few holes in it over the years where I've modified it. First hole was because I put it in upside down in the pot, and I thought, why is that hole so far up? So I had to drill that out. So I had to drill this hole out here because you can see the slot was too far up. But now, because I'm using a new brew kettle, I'm having to make that hole go lower, which I'll show you. So hopefully you can make that out. That new stainless steel arm or dip tube it's going to be too low for the current hole I've got in it, so I'm going to have to drill that out, and I'll probably make the hole a little bit bigger than it needs to be, so I can set that towards the bottom of the pot there, so that yeah, it's going to suck from the bottom of that filtered pot. And I'll try and set up enough room here in terms of the depth so that you can see I've got that whirlpool arm fitted in there, and just so that the whirlpool can go well and truly past that hot blocker, and obviously leave room for my element. Alright, so there's a mock-up of how it's going to be. You can see plenty of clearance there for the element, and I've enlarged that hole in the side of that hot blocker And yeah, there's enough room for that whirlpool around the side of the pot. So we'll see how that goes. I could have chopped a bit of that 5/8 pipe off with the pipe cutter, but yeah, we'll see how it goes. I can always make it shorter, but I can't really make it longer, so I won't muck around with that. It does have a compression fitting. It's got one of those little nylon olives in there, which I'm just not going to nip up, because obviously I'm not going to be able to turn that round and round if I tighten that. So we'll see how we go. Cheers. Now, all you guys that I've seen with the propane outside, filling it up to the brim, I respect you guys. The fact that you don't get boilovers. So yeah, for its first outing, that Element is doing the business. So there's that whirlpool at full pace, and it is cranking. Probably the biggest thing is I've chilled the wort down to 27 or so, and then what I've done is I've disconnected the counterflow wort chiller and reduced the length of pipe that the wort has to flow through, and therefore I've got kind of more pump pressure. So yeah, good flow, and hopefully it'll drop all those delicious Pacifica and Rewaka hops to the bottom.